Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to tell you this, guys, but some people have recently been calling coconut oil a poison. Yes, they're saying it's very, very dangerous. I know, it's been used safely in many cultures for thousands of years, and they never had a problem. But suddenly, experts are claiming it's harmful. Well, let me clear this up right now. Coconuts are only dangerous if they're falling from a tree and you don't duck. That's the only real danger you need to worry about. So let me show you why. I'm still trying to figure out who exactly decided that coconut oil is a poison. It seems they're blaming it entirely on saturated fat. But the problem is this: there are no studies showing that coconut oil itself causes heart attacks. Instead, they skipped real research and went straight to blaming saturated fats in general. Because, apparently, everyone knows saturated fats clog your arteries and cause heart disease, right? That's supposed to be a fact, isn't it? But actually, that is false information. That is an example of misleading, outdated data that continues to be repeated. A major organization recently pushed out the idea that people should replace saturated fats with vegetable oils. That became the new trend. But what they ignored were several very large studies, like the Minnesota Coronary Experiment, the Sydney Diet Heart Study, and the Women's Health Initiative. These major studies did not show a link between saturated fat and heart attacks. In fact, they found no connection at all. And there are many more studies that show the same thing. Now, let's talk about coconut oil itself. Coconut oil is made of about 70% medium-chain triglycerides. These fats behave very differently in the body. They're quickly used for energy, converted into ketones, and they bypass the gallbladder, meaning they are actually gentle on the liver and gallbladder. And about 50% of coconut oil is lauric acid, a powerful natural compound with incredible antimicrobial benefits. It supports the immune system and has been used safely for generations. Another thing worth mentioning, some of the studies that were used to prove coconut oil causes heart problems weren't even studying saturated fat alone. The diets in those studies were also very high in carbohydrates. And when you mix high carbohydrates with high fat or protein, that's when you get trouble. It's not the coconut oil, it's the sugar. Here's the truth: the coconut oil industry didn't spend millions of dollars to influence large health organizations. But other industries, like certain food companies and pharmaceutical companies, have spent massive amounts of money to get their products labeled as heart healthy. There's even a certification program where companies pay huge fees every year just to have a heart check symbol placed on their products. So no, you don't have to worry about coconut oil being poisonous. It's actually very healthy, has been used safely for generations, and there are studies showing that it can lower cholesterol, not raise it. How about you? Success stories, and yours might be next. Before you scroll away, let me remind you of something powerful. The world will always have noise, confusing headlines, scary claims, and people telling you what you should fear. But your health, your journey, your truth, that belongs to you. Listen to your body. Trust real evidence. And never let fear steal your confidence. Control. Your health story isn't over. In fact, it might just be beginning.